Hi, beautiful souls. You may not realize it, but our words are so powerful, and we can shape our reality just by words alone. And what I mean by this is that when we're having a moment and we say, I'm not enough, right? Or I'm never going to get this, or things just don't work out for me. This is actually shaping your reality, and people don't realize that what we say, what we hear, and actually what we do, right? It all kind of goes together, shapes our reality. And people might not know this, but your subconscious mind runs 95% of your mind. That just, for me, that's a shocker. So basically, your subconscious is on autopilot for you most of the time. And what is interesting to me, not only that, but your subconscious mind does not differentiate between positive and negative. Your subconscious mind only holds on to what it believes as truth. And so when we're negative and we say negative words, those are basically affirmations. And we always, well, not saying always, most of the time when we say negative things about ourselves, we're affirming them. We're saying them harshly, and and those are the ones, those words are the ones that are sinking in. And this could be blocking you from being your best self. Even listening. When you're around negative people and they say negative things about themselves or you, your subconscious doesn't realize that that is somebody else talking about somebody else. It gets sunken in and absorbed into your mind like someone saying it to you. So when we listen to music, I love music. I love every kind of music. I grew up with the 90s, and grunge and hip hop and all that. But when we listen to that kind of music with those explicit, violent words, your subconscious is listening, right? And those are really kind of the words that we remember. We can sing most of the lyrics at that time and era. Even today, when I listen to a 90s song, or an 80s song, I can pretty much, word for word, remember the whole song, because music was really, really big when we were growing up. And that's just repetition for your brain, your subconscious mind, that this is a block. This is a limiting belief. This is negative thoughts that are going through your head when, in all essence, it's going just over the waves, the airwaves. It's not even coming from you. But your subconscious doesn't understand that. So I do, I have this secret I can share with you that I do when it's natural to have a negative thought. We have been programmed all of our lives, basically, to think certain things and have certain beliefs. And yes, they could be limiting, right? At least for who you're evolving into. And when we say those negative thoughts, the first thing that I suggest is just to be aware of them. How does that make you feel when you say that? Like, tune into your body and say a negative saying like, I am not good enough. And how does that feel? It doesn't feel good, at least not for me. I mean, I've been training myself and reprogramming myself for a long time now. So I rarely say those things. I've already switched it in my brain that I don't say anything negative. And if I do, I usually will stop myself from saying the full word. That's more of the negative side, the lower vibe side. And I will switch it right away. Or the secret that I do is say, every time that you say a negative, anything negative, even a negative thought that hasn't come out of your mouth, or even if you're, I just did this yesterday when I was reading a book. They were explaining things, right? And it was pretty negative. And every time I would read the sentence, I would say these magic words that helps me and helps your subconscious not to absorb those words. And those words are, whenever there's a negative saying or negative word, either coming from you, coming from your mind, or coming from somewhere else surrounding you, I say clear, cancel, and delete. It's super simple. And what it does is that it tells your brain, your subconscious mind, not to absorb that. That has nothing to do with you, right? And so if we can practice that, and first it's the awareness that we're saying it or that we're hearing it from outside sources. Then it's, how does that make you feel inside, within? Like, sit with that. And if that doesn't feel good for you, that saying or that negative word that you have just said, then you know that that's probably something that shouldn't have been said. And you want to change it into a positive, or it's easier just to say clear, cancel, delete, and it's done, right? It tells your brain, your subconscious mind, not to absorb it, not to retain it. It has nothing to do with you. And this really has been helping me keep me high vibrational, keeps me positive, and keeps me happy. And when we have those negative thoughts in that self-talk, it absorbs in your body, and it comes out as pain or symptoms or illness. And it's basically another way of stress for your body. So I challenge everyone today to really be aware of how we talk to ourselves, how our thoughts are processing things and absorbing what's around us, right? And really switch that. We can reprogram it. That's the beauty of it. We can tell our subconscious brain not to absorb it. We can, when we are in a negative state of being, it took time to be like that. It's like making a bad habit. Well, if we can make a bad habit, there's good news. We can make a good habit. We can change that. And it just takes discipline. It takes determination. It takes, I don't want to feel that way anymore. I don't want to be in this vibration anymore. I want to open up. I want to open my heart. I want to be open for opportunities and infinite possibilities, and be happy with where I'm at today and love myself for who I am today. And in order to do that, this technique will help that. And I wanted to bring that to you today because now, with new beginnings and spring and the start of brand new things, let's work with our subconscious brain and our mind and actually reprogram it, change it, modify it, reinvent it, and absorb things that are positive, that are going to help you grow and not make you feel stuck anymore. No one should be feeling stuck. There's reasons behind it. There's root causes, and I can help you with that if you allow me. So when we are thinking negative thoughts and when we are saying negative thoughts, and even when we're reading something that doesn't feel good to us, all we have to do is say 3 magic words: clear, cancel, and delete. And this is an example of how that works, because when we're on our phones texting or on our computers and sending an email, when we type something that we don't want to send, do you still send it? No, we don't send it. We delete, or we backspace, and we delete it, right? And that's the same system. Our brains are like computers, and they've been programmed all this time, for however long you've been living this gift of life. They've been programmed to be a certain way. But I'm here to say that we don't have to be that way. We can modify, we can change, we can grow, we can update. Like a computer, we update our systems all the time. And this is just encouragement for everyone to continue to work on yourself and to work on your mind. And your subconscious mind is so brilliant. It really is brilliant. It runs on autopilot all the time. It's just, we just need to tweak it a little bit. We need to update a little bit, just like those software, our apps. We have to update. It's the same thing for our subconscious. What was put in originally doesn't mean that it has to stay, right? We can delete those apps all the time. I'm constantly cleaning my apps, Oh, I'm not using that anymore. Let's delete it. Well, it's kind of the same thing for our mind. When we have those limiting beliefs, it's like an app. Delete them. Clear, cancel, delete. It is very simple. And after you do this for at least 24 hours, I know that everyone will feel better. I know that you'll be high vibing, and you'll be wanting to socialize more and do more productive things for yourself, love yourself, self-care, self-love, right? And so thank you for watching. Please like, share, and comment, and subscribe and follow. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye for now. Big hugs.